For joining me on the Tarot Machine. This is your monthly tarot reading for the month of December 2016, and this will be for the sign of Scorpio. So let me go ahead and give these cards a shuffle to see what energies you be working with for the month. And also let me give some love cards some shuffle so that I can see what energies you'll be working with for the month as well. One, two. Okay. Let's start. For the first week that you already went through in December, the first week you was probably going through these energies. So you had the Five of Cups in the upright, the Seven of Wands in the upright, and the Seven of Cups in reverse. So let's start with the first card. The first card is the Five of Cups. Maybe for the first week of December, you was going through a period that you was crying over old stuff that didn't work in your favor, or it didn't bring you any physical tangibilities. You held whatever you had in the past that you set up to heart, and then when it didn't materialize the way you wanted, you start to cry over it and having and rethinking the old issues that led to it failing. And this can be in any aspect of your life. This can be in business. It could be anything that you held tight to your chest, but you don't realize that you have two more cups that you could work with, and you're not paying attention to whatever options that are left out there for you to move on from this situation to bring some kind of tangibility or abundance in your life for the first week. The second card you had was the Seven of Wands in the upright. So Seven of Wands is you was in big fights for the week with different types of people to either get your opinion heard or respected at that time, and maybe it was something that you was probably warning somebody about, maybe this old issue, and you was trying to fight people and warn them and they wasn't hearing you, so it led to a result that you was crying over something um that just didn't materialize. These could be, the fight could have been with family members, it could have been people at the job, but what it is that you was trying to hold your ground and stand your ground on the opinions or options or suggestions that you was putting out there, and you was getting combative people that wanted to voice their opinions and stuff over you. The last card you had for the first week of um December was the Seven of Cups in reverse. So the Seven of Cups, whatever this battle you was going through, it didn't lead to no different angles or options to clear the matter out. So it kind of, you was hoping that through conversation with other people that it would lead to different ways or different angles or different options to clear a certain matter out in your life, or hit a certain direction to clear the matter out, or gave you another option to exit yourself out of the situation, but it didn't materialize based on the you fighting. It just didn't open up no new doors for you to take advantage of, to bring something into your physical realm to make sure that you was comfortable or you had abundance around you. And for your love aspect, you have the King of Wands in reverse. So with the King of Wands reverse, if you was single, then with the King of Wands, you probably met a person through um through your through your normal actions, or you met somebody that you felt interested in, but this person came off very lazy. They didn't have no drive about themselves. They was basically, with the seven of cups in reverse, they was displaying that they didn't have no path in their life to bring in something new for themselves. So that became a turnoff for you, because you was probably looking for a person that had more drive about their life and had more options to themselves of the pathway of how they was setting their life up. They was probably a person that kind of cry over old issues, or they like to argue with people, whoever they want to meet or try to bring in their physical realm, and they was displaying that to you, so that became a turn off for you with dealing with them. If you are already in a relationship with somebody, what is showing is that you as a couple is basically sitting back and not really having interaction with each other. Both of y'all is kind of being spaced apart. Y'all not trying to bond with each other. It could be arguments that for the first week you could have had a lot of arguments about different issues and stuff, or trying to have you having arguments of trying to come up with different new options to bring something different in your relationship. Plus, at the same time, one of your companions could be focusing on old stuff that was done to a certain person or done to one of y'all in the past by each other, and that kind of played out for the first week of December 2016. For the second week of December 2016, Scorpio, you have the Ace of Wands in the upright, the Two of Swords in reverse, and the Ten of Swords in reverse. So for the second week, it's showing that something visible is going to pop up in the form of new action or new information that you could use to move forward to bring in something in your life, and that you feel that would be beneficial for you, or brings you up to a better standard. And this action or thought is brand new, so it's going to take a lot of patience for you to see it go from the starting point to its full fulfillment. The second card you have is this Two of Wands, Two of Swords in reverse. So the Two of Swords in reverse is showing me that whatever information that somebody had brought to you, you already made a split decision on to take that action up on it and move forward with it, because it sounds very good to you. It sparked this some kind of drive for you to go and obtain it. So you made a split decision, and you are very definite on taking on this new action to bring some abundance to your physical realm. The second the last card you have is the Ten of Swords in reverse. So basically, whatever this new action that you decided to take, or this new information, it kind of killed all your mental burdens out. It gave you some mental comfort that you taking this action and is resolving something in your life that you felt that gave you a mental strife. So whatever this new action is leading to a conclusion of a pattern or a behavior from before that you felt that you was taking on too much stuff mentally, but whatever this action you're taking has put a final rest to it. The card you have for your love aspect is the Three of Pentacles in the upright. The Three of Pentacles in the upright, if you're single, it means that you met a person that is willing to work in a relationship, because they feel that a relationship gives them a solid base or a solid ground. It shows that with this person, you got the information about the person from a friend, or a friend that's trying to hook you up, and you find that they have a drive about themselves. They are willing to work with a relationship, because the relationship they feel as more of being the solid base to have a good one-on-one relationship with with the whatever person they get involved with, so that is attracting you to that person. If you already in an established relationship with somebody, it's showing that for the week, you and your mate decided to work on ground level stuff in your relationship that will make it more solid foundation. You decide to work together to make sure that your relationship stays grounded. Maybe you decided to take new action in a new direction, or junk old ways of doing stuff because you had the five of cups in the first week. Junk old ways that you was doing things in your relationship and decided to make a new direction or a new drive towards a your relationship by interjecting something, and both of y'all is in agreement of trying that to keep the relationship more on a light level than anything that has to do with bringing mental stuff to it to destroy the relationship or keep you arguing with each other. The third week of December 2016, Scorpio, you have the King of Cups in reverse, and the King of Wands in reverse, and the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So this is the actual Christmas week. So this is probably some old Christmas energy. You may be dealing with a King of Pentacles. It's a person that usually controls their um they have a lot of control over their physical realm and everything around them, when that's including dealing with people, and they use money. They usually is a good businessman. They usually is a banker. There's a person that they are financially sound and their castles is built on these finances. But this person that you meeting can be a person that's not very good with money. They might be a relative, that don't come through on Christmas and buy people gifts, or they're kind of they're a miser in themselves. They very cheap. This person may be cheap. This could be a boss. You may have went and asked for a raise. They being real cheap about giving out some money, and that's one character you dealing with for the third week. The second person you be dealing with is the King of Wands in reverse. The King of Wands in reverse is a person that he can get information, but he uses his information bad, and he doesn't use it as a benefit for himself or anybody around him. You could be dealing with that person. They usually is a lazy person. They very lazy. They let anything go basically when it comes to their drive. They don't take the initiative in their life to correct certain things around them, and you could be dealing with that could be another coworker. It could be this cheap boss. He could be having both of these. He's a lazy boss, plus he's cheap, and he doesn't fight for his employees. So that's another aspect that can come up. The last card you have is the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Usually the Knights are the first one to charge out on the front when it comes to fighting, but this one usually does it with money, because they always have a good idea of how to make money, how to institute a plan about making some money. But this one right here seems like this person, when you get a knight in reverse in their pinnacle, they usually a person that spends a lot of money without no care. They don't have no thought or value of what money is. They don't understand that the money they have can do them good, so they kind of use it frivolously, and they don't know how to use the money to work with them. So that's another aspect that could be coming through. You could be having this feeling, or this could be a feeling with the money that you spent too much money during the Christmas season, so you decided to pull back on future spending. So you, instead of you going all out, you starting to kind of tighten up your belt, and you sort of is being one of these people that is watching your pennies after the holidays, and that could be another aspect. For your love aspect, you have the six of wands in the upright. So six of wands in the upright is showing me that you may, for that week, may be finding a person that is on a one-on-one relationship that's very complimentary. So they give you compliments. They always giving you praise. They sort of will be a person that kind of worships the ground you walk on. You know what I'm saying? But they with that is a good thing, but with the other cards around it in your general focus, these people may be lazy. They might be doing that to seal a mask up because they maybe don't have no money, or they may have some money but spend it frivolously, or they might be a person that's lazy so they could use being very complimentary as a mask. So you have to watch out. But if they're not that type of person, and if you're single, they just saying that you find somebody that praises you, that kind of worships you. If you already an established bond with somebody, what's showing me is that despite what's going on for the Christmas holiday, what's showing is that you are more in tune with each other. You complimenting each other about what a great job y'all is doing with the holidays, and you might be getting from outside people, but mostly if you already established, it's showing that you complimenting each other and you praising each other to build a better one-on-one relationship with your companion. You offering compliments to each other. You noticing that their efforts that they putting into the relationship is having a beneficial effect on both of you. For the last week of December 2016 for Scorpio, you have the Six of Wands in the upright, the Five of Wands in the upright, and the Nine of Swords in the upright. The Six of Wands saying maybe you've been waiting, you've been hearing for some news earlier in the month, so now you're getting praise for a job that you did prior at your job, that people starting to recognize maybe you up for a promotion towards the end of the year, for the end of the year, so it can start for the next year. But people is recognizing you for what you put in on a physical level that makes everybody look good. So they noticing that your efforts and your hard work have a beneficial factor, and people are giving you praise for that. And it's showing that you can have victory with anything that you set your passions to or your drive to. It's showing that if you set your passions on whatever you did earlier in the month, it's going to come back and show its victory and its true meaning at the end of the month. At the second card you have is the Five of Wands. So within this victory, you it's showing me you got some haters. You have some namesayers. You got some haters. You got people dropping small words, just knick-knacking, kind of, sort of talking behind your back. They just want to nitpick a issue, and they want to start small fights with you to throw you off, because the Five of Wands in the upright is small fights between a tight knit group of people. So it might be namesayers at your job. You get praise and they get jealous. It's one of those aspects that you could be dealing with, or whatever you set out and got victory on, whoever is a third party outside of that is is being kind of childish about your success, and that's what that means. The last card you have is the Nine of Swords in the upright. So the Nine of Swords in the upright, whatever it is, victory, or these little fights you've been having, or these namesayers, or whatever they saying about you, it got you a little bit worried. So it has you up at night thinking about it, kind of going over in your mind what they were saying about you or whatever, and you're trying to analyze it and try to see if that was really you, but it has you worried and up, and maybe it has you up and worried because you do get this new job that you know is starting in the next year, and you up and worrying about it, about how you going to perform for that job, or it's something out of your character, and you don't know, or you uninsured about how to go about it or how to institute something. So you're repeating in your mind, and it has you worrying about it and having you up at night, constantly thinking about it and stressing out on it. For your card, for your love aspect, you got the Page of Cups in reverse. So you got the Page of Cups in reverse. If you're single, you dealing with a person that's brand new with their emotions, but in the reverse they can be obsessive because they don't know how to control their emotions, so they can be really obsessive when it comes to when they get into a one-on-one relationship with a person, and you probably can tell that they're emotionally unstable, or they just don't know what's going on when it comes to a one-on-one relationship. So you could be feeling that presence from that person if you're trying to bring them in, or you thought there was a possibility for a one-on-one. They very new with their emotions, they just don't know how to digest their own feelings and keep them in a box. Their feelings can be erratic and going all over the place, and they can be seesawing on how they feel about you when you're trying to be in a relationship with them. If you already coupled up with somebody, the Ace of Wands, I mean the Page of Cups is saying that your companion could be either you or your companion could be, I want to say emotionally, I ain't gonna say emotionally unstable. They just don't know how to deal with their emotions for that one period. Maybe they getting the interference about a lot of worry that they have on their mind, or they could be, had gotten into a fight at their job or whatever, but their emotions, you'll notice that something is not sitting emotionally well with them. So they could be worrying too much about something, or having a fight with somebody outside your relationship, and what it is that they bringing it into the relationship, and you can see that their emotions is not connected to you, and so they practicing a disconnect with you emotionally because they're mentally trying to figure out something, and in whatever mentally they trying to figure out is throwing their actual emotions on a one-on-one that you usually have with them totally off. They can becoming needy at they just being needy at that time, overly needy. They're not displaying any kind of authoritative kind of figures when it comes to your relationship, or they showing that they don't have control because they letting everything hit them at the heart, and it's kind of affecting your relationship as a whole for the last week of December. So I hope you like this reading. Go ahead and hit subscribe, leave your comments at the bottom. You can thumb the video up or down, and I'll talk to you later.